Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. One two one two. Red and Greens fans, can you hear me? Coventry United are hitting their stride just at the right time as the fixture list starts to stack the deck. A barrage of tough opponents lie in wait in the coming weeks with pivotal weekends coming up in the League and Cup set to define the Red and Greens season. But heading into this afternoon's trip to Northampton Sileby, Rangers few would bet against the away side, making it a Super 6 without defeat. Can a much changed Rangers lineup prove the doubters wrong? Let's find out as we commence our live coverage of Coventry United TV of the United Counties League Premier Division South of Coventry from Liam Cook. The 2-0 midweek victory over Coventry Town was everything Coventry United manager Jamie Bukowski wanted to see. Resolute at the back and opportunistic up front. With that in mind, only one change is made as Sam Ellis makes way for Lewis Wilson behind the solo striker Ryan Harkin. Dan Moore looks to extend his run of 3 clean sheets in 4 appearances. Steph Morley is nearing full fitness after a hamstring injury but misses out on the matchday squad. Former Sileby man Aaron Dickens is on the bench. Sileby have struggled with consistency in results and squad availability throughout the year, leaving the Rangers only 17th in the league table. They go with 5 alterations to the 11 after a 3-1 defeat to Newport Pagnell midweek. Former Red and Green striker David Gabehi gets the nod up front with support from George Herbert in an all-changed attack. Leroy Jube and Peter Sweeney rotate the midfield selection, while Ross Garlick returns at left back. Welcome one and all to the O'Riordan Bond Stadium, home of Northampton Sileby Rangers for this afternoon's United Counties League Premier Division South clash between Coventry United and Northampton Sileby Rangers. Liam Cook bringing you through the next 2 hours here on CUTV with live commentary and of course our highlights package coming up tonight on our YouTube channel. Let's get you through your starting lineups as always, kicking off with our hosts of Northampton Sileby Rangers. Starting for the Rangers this afternoon, number 1 Jesse Bedford, 2 Kieran Spencer, 3 Ross Garlick, 4 Peter Sweeney, number 5 the captain Dan Lyons, 6 James McGrath, 7 Marley Falcon Manser, 8 Leroy Jube, 9 David Gabehi, 10 George Herbert and 11 Josh Drain. Substitutes for the Rangers: Milton Arthur, Alfie Evans, Harry Slaymaker, Jack Cowick and Jace Nagy. And for Coventry United, they go with just one change this afternoon. Dan Moore starts in goal. At right back, we have Harry Sawyer with Charlie Faulkner on the left. Miles and Cox continue in the centre. And midfield selection of Luke Downs, Riley Devoyle. And up front, we have the front 4 of Lewis Wilson, Ryan Harkin, Benji Adamarco and Cameron Dunn. And it is Coventry United to get us underway in their away strip of white and purple, the colours of our main sponsor, Noack Transport. And it will be Northampton Sileby Rangers in their home strip of red and black. And the referee just checks that no one snuck a 12th man on the field. And we are all set to go. The whistle was blown. And we are ready for action at the O'Riordan Bond Stadium. Coventry United versus Northampton Sileby Rangers. What a game this is set to be. There's the throw-in from Harry Sawyer. Harkin knocks it down. Lewis Wilson looking to make an impression. And whipped away on the edge of the area by Garlick and out on this near side on the halfway line for a Coventry United throw. And, well, just after kick-off, our chairman, Ray Nowak, finally turns up. Oh, you got that doggy back. It's nodded away. They're trying to get a foothold in this match early on. Here's Garlick, ducks away from Lewis Wilson. Looking for the run down the left-hand side of Josh Drain. Looked like it was more destined for the former Coventry United youngster David Gabehi, but Dan Moore, who is nursing a finger injury, making a rather simple gather. Hope he's loaded up on paracetamol. Here's Adam Miles at centre-back, flicks off the boots of Charlie Faulkner, the makeshift left-back. Of course, usually likes to play as an attacking midfielder, but needs must at the moment, with Steph Morley nearing a return after his hamstring injury. Into touch in front of the away dugout. There's a sizable gap between the two dugouts, all brick-based, but pretty spacious, it seems, from this side. Here's Benji Adamarco. The right-back Spencer getting to it first. Now here's the captain, Dan Lyons. Garlick tricks his way through Dunn. And Peter Sweeney, lofted ball, cocked his back to hook it out of play. Dunn tries to keep it in and does. Nods it back into play. Lyons passing to the invisible man there down the left-hand side. It's out for a throw-in right in the corner to the Red and Greens. Cagey start in the opening 2 minutes from Jamie Bukowski's side, who defended incredibly against Coventry, against a whole host of old Coventry United favourites. Lyons across to McGrath. Lyons looking for an option further afield. The run made by Josh Drain, and cocks his back once again to nod clear. Herbert was waiting for it to drop onto his head, but leaping like a salmon in front of him was Luke Downs, and a throw-in on the confines of the area for Sileby. Garlick with ball in hand, he's got Herbert in support. And it's down line with Leroy Dube. McGrath in the centre circle. Nurses it back to Lyons. Garlick, possession all with the home side at this early stage. Sweeney going for the Hail Mary into the area, but straight into the grasp of Moore. Rolled up with Faulkner. Luke Downs, a mainstay in the lineup after his switch from Rugby Borough, but Faulkner can only run it into touch. An awkward ball to keep up with there for the left back. The throw from Spencer. Gibehi. Josh Drain sandwiched between the two United midfielders, but finds a way out. Not back by Falcon Master, but he couldn't keep it within the confines of play in front of the home dugout. And a quick throw from Faulkner to Adam Miles. Always a danger at set pieces for Coventry United. Faulkner leaves Dube behind. It's a heavy first touch from Benji Adamarco, but holds play well. Cox receives from Harry Sawyer, playing more centrally at the moment, with Cameron Dunn moving out wide. Faulkner with a little jink past Spencer. Benji Adamarco, McGrath stands him up, and a slide in by Faulkner. Got enough of the ball, it's a throw in only. Well, we'll let you know what's going on around the grounds in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Plenty of action to sink your teeth into. Aviston at home to Histon this afternoon. Ayleston Park take on Bugbrook St Michael's. Daventry versus Nuneaton Town, United's last opponents, and their next opponents meeting over at Elder Stubbs. Easington versus Northampton Owen Chenwick. So United also have in the coming weeks Amesbury at home to a hit and miss Hinckley. Got Manchester take on Oadby, Leicester Nirvana and Newport Pagnell, Lutterworth versus Yaxley, and Marchtown against Moulton. And a successful outing for Frank Lampard's Coventry City this afternoon. 3-1 victors at the CBS Arena. Here's Ryan Harkin, and through the legs of the defender, Ryan Harkin in Coventry, the perfect start, and Ryan Harkin slots home within 5 minutes. Harkin believing in his own abilities. He took on Dan Lyons and slotted it through the legs of the Sileby skipper. And a neat and tidy finish to the goalkeeper's left to give Coventry United the perfect first chapter in Northampton. Oh, that couldn't have gone any better for the Red and Greens. Their first chance, their first goal. Hopefully a sign of things to come for Jamie Bakaski's side. And already working hard to get it back. Here's Lewis Wilson. A little barge from behind by Herbert. Too powerful for Duncan to control, and Herbert sweeps in and snatches it. Gebehi muscled off it by Adam Miles. Devoyle, the vice-captain, through to Cameron Dunn. Harkin tries to knock it back, but first the seconds is Gebehi, who's playing a little deeper after that first goal. Shoulder to shoulder with his old teammate, Riley Devoyle. Turns away from the United centre mid and goes behind to Lyons. Lovely ball over the back line. Falcon Manson was trying to get on the end of that one, but it was too high for the number 7. Cameron Dunn, pressure from behind. Takes him into the challenge of Garlick, who smacks it against Dunn. Maintained it momentarily, but Garlick in for the seconds and across to Peter Sweeney. All good bounce in front of Charlie Faulkner, ends up behind with Adam Miles. Now Adamarco. Charlie Faulkner with time to think. It's behind to Miles. Through the centre with Luke Downs, a title winner with Coventry Spinks in the past, a playoff winner with rugby last season. He's certainly got the pedigree to take United forward. Chris Cox closing in on Coventry United's all-time appearance record. 2 more to go until he overtakes Ben Valance. Plays a 1-2 with Dunn. Playing at, looks like he's at right wing back at the moment, with Sawyer playing in defensive midfield. Miles. Over the back line for Benji Adamarco, and a neat first touch, but shielded from getting to the seconds by Kieran Spencer. And on by Herbert down the right. It's a harsh battle between Faulkner and Falcon. And it is Falcon who's got the ball in front of the home dugout for a throw into Sileby on the right-hand side, midway into United territory. 8.5 minutes gone at the O'Riordan Bond Stadium. Coventry United leading by 1-0 through Ryan Harkin. And another throw-in will follow for the Rangers. Spencer plays the 1-2. Tube. Tried to prize it through the middle. Harry Sawyer with the interception. Out to Ryan Harkin. Wilson joining him up front. It's on towards Lewis Wilson. The block made. Harkin latches back onto it. Sawyer out wide to Benji Adamarco. Sawyer switches the play. Well, he attempted to. It bounces off the head of Josh Drain. Cox tracks back and keeps it alive for Coventry. Down the right with Dunn. And leaves Garlick behind. And looking for a route in from the right-hand side. Bounces across to Benji Adamarco. He can hit them. Taking on Spencer. Adamarco charged down by the defender. Downs takes over. Devoyle. Return to Benji Adamarco, renewing his rivalry with Spencer. Harkin's waiting. And just rolls behind Ryan Harkin as Adamarco went to the ground in the area. Herbert forces Downs to retreat to Adam Miles. Downs on the front foot once more. Devoyle. Sawyer to his right. He goes even further to the wing. And Cameron Dunn with a little snapshot. And it drags wide. Other full-time scores in the Championship. We told you about the Sky Blues victory at home to Watford by 3-1. Ipswich with, I think we call it a surprise victory over West Brom by 1-0. And Portsmouth 0, Stoke City 1. Former Coventry manager Mark Robbins continuing his good form there. And talking of West Brom, remember Coventry United have drawn West Brom and Albion in the Birmingham Senior Cup. That match will be played on or before the 22nd of November. Devoyle. Look to thread it through Marco. It's easy pickings for Jube. Now McGrath. Spencer. The referee's given a free kick there. A little too much hand-holding from Rolly Devoyle. Strictly's not on until later, of course. Now Garlick. To James McGrath. Thumps it down the right-hand side. And Marley Falcon-Mansa is going to give it the best chase that he can. But I don't think Usain Bolt was going to get to that one. And an early surprise goal elsewhere in Northamptonshire. Daventry 1, Nuneaton 0. Nuneaton looking to avoid a second straight league defeat after a 3-0 drumming at the hands of Easington midweek. That goal coming from Nathan Burrows, who wasn't involved on Wednesday night. And Jube and Wilson getting a little too close for comfort, and it is Wilson who falls foul of the referee's air. In the centre circle, it's Dan Lyons with the free kick for the Rangers, who looked to strike back after that early setback. It's second shot to McGrath. Spencer with Adamarco lurking menacingly. Makes the initial block, but the seconds fall to Herbert. Flicks it on. Now Peter Sweeney. It's under hit to Josh Drain, but a block made. And Sweeney bringing it back for the home side. Lyons wants options. And the closest one is Garlick. And Harry Sawyer poking a leg behind the number 8 Leroy Jube, throwing in a dangerous position for Sileby Rangers. Loops over the heads of Josh Draden. A bread and butter clearance for Harry Sawyer on a dual registration from Stepforth side Rugby Borough. Lyons. It's a misweighted pass collected by Luke Downs. Cameron Dunn looked to match the run of Ryan Harkin, but a crucial header clear by McGrath. It's back in the midfield for Coventry United. Benji Adamarco at left wing back. It looks like they've altered again with Sawyer moving back out to the right, so it's back to a back four after Sawyer was utilising defensive midfield for about 10 minutes. Cox urged to travel. Sawyer has to stretch to get there, but get there he does. It's behind the skipper once more. Takes it past Drain. Now shoulder to shoulder with Jube. Dinks it into the area, but no one home except for Jesse Bedford. First touch on the ball for the goalkeeper after picking the ball out of the net on 5 minutes. Fourteen and a half minutes gone here at the Reardon Bond Stadium. Northampton Sileby Rangers 0, Coventry United 1. It's with McGrath on the edge of his own area. And picked up from behind by Spencer, and Adamarco roused the goalkeeper, tried to lay it off to Lewis Wilson, but McGrath averts disaster and puts it out for the corner. That close to a second goal for Coventry United with their second big chance of the game. And the Neaton have quickly equalised at Daventry through Issa Sawyers. It's now 1-1. In by Devoyle and nodded across his own net there by the defender. As Adamarco forces the throw in. McGrath can only gain a few yards with that attempted clearance. It's Adamarco. Cox remains in support, but Adamarco on a one-man mission here. Benji Adamarco going for glory, and that would have been the most spectacular goal of the season if he got it right. Early goal in the Premier League. Chelsea leads Sunderland by 1-0 through Alejandro Garnacho. United have a throw-in level with the penalty area. Saab being able to clear their lines. Well, in fact, no, it's gone out for a corner, sorry. Devoyle and Cox leaping, couldn't quite make contact. And Herbert will let it trickle behind for the goal kick. Well, we're not quite back in Coventry next time out, but we're back on a Coventry postcode and just across the border in Bedworth as we take on Nuneaton Town in the United Counties League Cup. On occasion, that is going to be the league leaders against the Red and Greens. I had the honour of covering one of the final matches of the old Nuneaton Borough last season at Coventry Spinks. It is great to see that club back on its feet. Adamarco, check control by Dunn after the switch of play. Dunn turns away from the opposition. Miles, pocket of space out wide for Charlie Faulkner. Looks for the run of Adamarco. Deflects off the right back in Kieran Spencer. McGrath sends it high into the sky. Dunn battling with Herbert. And misjudged lunge by Luke Downs, got more player than ball. And it is rightly so a free kick to Sileby. And headed straight out by Sawyer, allowing his teammates to backtrack as Sileby looked to catch the red and greens out with that quick free kick. And knocking it around the back, here's Lyons. McGrath. Holding in midfield is Peter Sweeney. Looking to leave Lewis Wilson behind, but can't find his target in Drain, cut out by Sawyer. Luke Downs behind to Sawyer once more. First time ball on by Devoyle. Here's Cameron Dunn, who scored twice on Wednesday night to earn United the 3 points. Devoyle through to Lewis Wilson. The defender is back and slid away by McGrath. And Falcon Manser sprinting along the wing. He's got advantage as well. As United were a little too enthusiastic and trying to get it back. And David Gabehi smacks it against Chris Cox, the former United striker, looking to make an impression. And Manser dispossessed by a sliding Faulkner. Wilson can only put out on this near side under pressure from Peter Sweeney. Garlick leaves Harkin behind, now takes on Dunn, and a neat slide by Dunn. Another throw, but Sileby are making inroads here. It's a quick one to Jube. Garlick to Herbert, and Drain takes it on. Drain, and Faulkner just got enough on that to take the spin off the ball and avoid Spencer from reaching the pass. Here's Benji Adamarco. Up against McGrath, using his speed to his advantage, but he was too quick even for himself there, losing his balance as he entered the area. And Lewis Wilson in on the shoulder on Marley Falcon Manser and forces it out for a United throw. Great work on show there by the United new recruits. But bad news for Sileby here as McGrath is in need of some help. Seems to be feeling the left hamstring. Well, apart from the 2 goals at Coventry and the 1 here, it is 0-0 in all the other games in the United Counties League Premier Division South. And Newcastle have just taken the lead in the Premier League by 1-0 through former Coventry City winger Jacob Murphy. And only 3 goals in the Premier League. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 1. A surprise scoreline and good news for Coventry's title ambitions. Sheffield Wednesday, of course, they're losing after the week they've had. They're 1-0 down at home to Oxford. And Swansea beating Norwich by 1-0. McGrath is back on his feet. The question is, will he be able to continue? Reminder of the substitutes for Sileby: Milton Arthur, Alfie Evans, Harry Slaymaker, Jack Colwick and Jace Nagy. And I've got to say, Slaymaker, best name I've ever had the privilege of commentating on. Perfect for Halloween coming up. And there is indeed going to be a substitution. A great shame to see James McGrath leave the field so early. And we wait to see the shirt number of the player coming on. He has put his body on the line every time in the first half. So best wishes to James McGrath for his recovery. And it's the number, is that 15 on the back? So that is Harry Slaymaker. Wilson nods it over. Ryan Harkin keeping it alive in the confines of the area. Tight angle, so lays it off to Charlie Faulkner. Whipped in by Faulkner. It's over Cameron Dunn and off the post! As Cameron Dunn arrived, I think he snacked up the woodwork himself. And Gebehi gets a little love shove from Chris Cox. And a free kick just into United territory for Sileby after coming within inches of going 2-0 behind. Oh, we've got some Sileby fans who are enjoying the action to our left. It's never a quiet Saturday when the Red and Greens are on tour. Here's Adamarco wrestling his way out of danger. Faulkner. Brought down by Slaymaker. And Falcon couldn't make inroads down the right. Riley DeVoe asking a tad too much of Benji Adamarco. He's quick, but he's not that quick. 23 minutes gone. We're already halfway through this first half at the O'Riordan Bond Stadium. Northampton Sileby Rangers 0, Coventry United 1. Ryan Harkin with that goal in the opening 5 minutes. His 11th of the season to drag him level once more with Cameron Dunn, 11 each. Bit of personal rivalry going on there for the Golden Boots. We'll also be confirming our September Goal of the Month candidates tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Slaymaker looks left. That's not into the midfield for Herbert. Dangerous ball to the edge of the area, cleared with a bounce of Cox. Neat skill by Herbert to curl it away, but they can't maintain possession forever. Luke Downs lays it off to Faulkner again. Adamarco in close proximity, but it's back with Downs. Across the back line and Chris Cox. Striding forward, the United skipper. And Sawyer was the target, but Garlick brings it to feet. And there's a pocket of space open down the left channel for Josh Drain. Trying to take it behind Chris Cox, but the wily old fox is wise to that move. And David Gebehi, the latest player to go down. And the physio is needed again. Well, it could be the second injury-induced withdrawal for Sileby, but on the plus side, this has got to be the pitch of the season. We're near the end of October, where you start to get that little bit more rainfall, the frostbited surface on the morning, but this is absolutely impeccable. And Gebehi, it Looks like it may well be another hamstring problem. He made several appearances for Coventry United during a very dark period for the Red and Greens, a club nearly falling out of existence. Gebehi was one of the young men given an opportunity at step 5, and he didn't disappoint. Has gone from strength to strength in his non-league career since. And it looks like it's been confirmed Gebehi is not going to be able to continue. That's the second injury substitution it looks like we're going to have. Or is now, in fact, no, it looked like he was making the substitution motion there, but is Gebehi going to be able to continue? I think they're going to try and give him the option of staying on. They're going to give him a bit more treatment on the side of the pitch and see whether he can continue. The substitution motion was made by the physio, so it must have been a late change of mind. Bit of deep heat on the left knee. As United end up as a throw-in right in the corner of their own backyard. And Gebehi urged to get back on the field of play. He can't do so until he's mobile. He'll be an empty shirt out there. And he is back on the field, so it will only be the one injury-enforced change for Sileby at the moment. A deflected ball down the left-hand side. And the referee has actually ordered Gebehi back off the field. The ref didn't give the go-ahead for Gebehi to come back on. And now he's brought straight back on. Rules are rules. Faulkner done the target. Swap wings with Benji and Marco, but cut out by Spencer at right back. And a free kick earned by Sileby. .27.5 gone. United still with that 1-0 lead, but they have hit the post as well. Lyons, he's got Garlic on this near side in support. Ross Garlic. Cheeky back heel to Josh Drain. And Gebehi has moved out wide since that injury. Maybe to try to stay out of the action a little bit more. And it's actually the number 16 on the back of the substitute. Sorry, it's actually Jack Corwick. It looked like a 15 from here, but it is number 16 who's been brought on. And here is Corwick. Garlic avoids the attentions of Benji and Marco. Rolled up to Drain. Now Falcon Manser taking on Adam Miles and slots it across the face of goal and harmlessly out for the goal kick. And it probably will go down as the first shot of the game for Sileby. And there's been another goal at Stamford Bridge. Sunderland have equalised. Goal from Isidore for the Black Cats. And the goalkeeper has to race out of his goal there to latch onto a through ball intended for Ryan Harkin from Harry Sawyer. Quick thinking from the Sileby number 1, Jesse Bedford. Both goalkeepers have had a quiet afternoon so far. United playing good, controlled football, not letting themselves get overstretched at the back. Here's Drain, gifts it back to Luke Downs. Sawyer sent high into the sky by Cox. Wilson's up for it. Lewis Wilson gets his head to the ball. The second's collected by Kullick. Bedford back out to Lyons. Garlic to Drain. And Northampton moving the ball well. Here's Leroy Dube. Shoulder to shoulder with Cameron Dunn, and he's forced over the line. Great defensive awareness from United's now joint top scorer. Number 11 with 11 goals this season. If that's not an omen, I don't know what is. Sawyer. First time touch on by Wilson. Now Luke Downs. Sawyer. Out wide with Adam Marco. Deft touch on to Downs. Return ball for Adam Marco. He's beyond Garlick. Squares it for Lewis Wilson. Takes a touch into shooting position. Lewis Wilson brilliantly denied by Bedford. And Downs sticks it straight into the crowd. Well, I'm not sure about caps in this stand. Crash helmets are going to be more the order of the day. But Wilson with a close range finish. Stopped brilliant with the knees of Bedford. What does Wilson have to do to get that first Coventry United goal? It's kept in by Garlick after the return ball from Drain. Herbert. And Gabehi seems to have recovered from that knee problem. David Gabehi steadies himself and denied by the gloves of Dan Moore. And a tangle of legs with Cameron Dunn on the edge of the area, and Herbert was just ready to hit one towards the net. And it looks like Dunn has been caught in the face. And I think actually it's going to be is it going to be a drop ball? Indeed it is. So the free kick wasn't given. It was just stopped for the head injury to Cameron Dunn. But it will be given to Coventry United. So they had possession at the end, so it will be the running greens to get us underway again. Cox fires it back to Spencer. No nonsense challenge mid-air by Wilson. And again on Jupe to bring it back. DeVoyle with the back heel to Downs. Nearly intercepted by Herbert, who sends Downs to the deck with a strong push in the back. Cox bobbles into the path of Adam Miles. Here's Luke Downs striding for an unmanned centre mid. Now Dunn. It's a powerful cross by Dunn. He should have got the call to leave it there, Ross got it. No one home for the running greens. And the referee is calling George Herbert over. And a little word of warning for that altercation with Luke Downs. Jamie Bukaski and his assistant manager Rob Hennedy on the touchline. Delving through their book of tricks, deciding what approach to take next. As we close in on half-time. With 12 to go until the whistle. Delivery by Dunn. Was looking for Lewis Wilson, but Jube away. Downs. Prods it to Roddy DeVoyle. Now Charlie Faulkner looking for the secondary cross. Pulls away from the challenge and down line with DeVoyle, who sends it in. Lewis Wilson up there, brought down and cleared by the defender. And Cox slides it into the area, but too quick for Adam Marco to keep up with. It remains at 1-0 to the red and greens. Ryan Harkin's goal separating the two sides at the moment. A few goals in the championship. Southampton 1-0 up at Blackburn. They've been going for a barren run under Will Still. Derby 1-0 leaders at home to QPR. Wrexham still leading at Middlesbrough. Oxford continue their 1-0 lead at Sheffield Wednesday. And Swansea remain 1-up at home to Norwich. And it's as you were in the Premier League as well. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1 and Newcastle 1, Fulham 0. As there's a tangle between Cox and Gibehi. Halfway between box and halfway line. And Northampton Sileby Rangers will have the chance to float it into the danger zone with Herbert standing over it. He's got support from Peter Sweeney. And he's going to leave it to the number 4 to give Sileby something to cling on to. Red and black lined up on the edge of the area. It's dinked over the back line. Juba's there, and Gabehi couldn't find his way for a sea of bodies and sent skyward by Herbert. Well, United have had the better of play, but Sileby are now entering the field of play in terms of the performance. Faulkner smacked it off Falcon. It's back to Charlie Faulkner through Luke Downs, lofted over the attack. And Cox heads it back to Dan Moore. Here's Harry Sawyer. DeVoyle looks to side foot it over to Luke Downs with a nonchalant pass. But it's intercepted by Herbert. Now it's with David Gabehi, steadying himself, surrounded by White and Purple. He's got no room to breathe here, but it's out wide with Falcon. Everyone back the Coventry side. Will be enough. It will be enough. Faulkner with a side tackle, knocking it out of Marley Falcon-Mansa, and a goal kick will follow. Well, credit to United. Everyone was stacked back, protecting the United area. And Hinckley have scored at Ainsbury Rovers. They are 1-0 up. About to say who has scored, but unfortunately the adverts on the football web pages that make it a little bit more difficult these days. DeVoyle, here's Adam Marco, and the slide by Garlick, who trapped the ball between his knees and stayed down in the process as Sileby looked to counter. The counter falls to naught, however. It's intercepted by Chris Cox in the centre circle. Garlick tentatively getting back to his feet. Miles to Cox. Taking his time here, waiting for the right option. And finds Adam Miles, I should say. Lewis Wilson has trapped back. DeFoyle to Adam Miles once more. And it was halfway between Dunn and Faulkner. Not the best of clearances there by Jesse Bedford, and DeVoyle looking to loop it over the goalkeeper, but his aim wasn't on the money. And Jordan Clement has scored that goal for Hinckley AFC, just to confirm. And Histon have gone 1-0 up, and Aviston through Jordan Foster. Aviston 0, Histon 1. And away by Jesse Bedford. Towering header by Cox. Bounce off the knee of Ryan Harkin, but trying to lob it over the head of Lyons for Benji Marco, but great defensive awareness from the skipper. Jube having his arm held by Luke Downs, and that's a clear-cut free kick. Quick flick on by Drain, aimed towards David Gabehi, but Cox able to find Dan Moore at the back for Coventry United. The United goalkeeper with just one save to make so far. Adam Marco glancing header on. Wilson and Harkin chase down Bedford. It's a swift kick away with plenty of time. Down, sandwich between a rock and a hard place, and loses out to Jube. And down the centre of the park, straight to Moore on the edge of the area through Peter Sweeney. And Wilson plays it behind Benji Marco for a Sileby throw on the fringes of their own area. Lions. Bedford has got Collick close, and here is the substitute Jack Collick, brought on for the unfortunate James McGrath in the early stages. Cox recoups at the back. Adam Marco turned one, but straight into the path of Jube. Peter Sweeney. But with George Herbert, the number 10. Chip pass towards Spencer. Couldn't make its way over the head of Charlie Faulkner. Now Dunn. Behind a Faulkner once more at left back. Taken to his new position like a duck to water. DeVoyle onto Harkin. Pressure from behind by Kullick. And he's knocked it out off the substitutes. And Cy will be claiming the ball had already gone. The referee didn't agree, but it matters little. They've got it straight back. And Bedford plays out to Ross Garlick. Curls it down the left wing. Drain. It's a lovely touch past Harry Sawyer, but Sawyer not giving up the ghost just yet. Drain momentarily in the centre circle, but behind a Jube. Now Kullick. And Peter Crouch wasn't getting his head to that one. Straight over the head of Spencer. 5 to go, plus stoppages, of which there have been a couple of lengthy injury delays. The first one to McGrath, which resulted in his substitution, and then to Gabehi, who has been able to remain on the field of play. Punted on by Dunn. Harkin gives chase, and Kullik should be able to see it over the line, and does just. A reminder of the red and greens substitutes. You've got defenders Dan Cassidy and Aaron Dickens. Midfielders Charlie Shaw and Gif Musa, and attacker Sam Ellis. Wilson. Wasn't the right ball for Adamarco, intercepted by Garlick, and rolls under the boot of Drain. Adamarco. Devoyle looks left for Dunn. Faulkner in a position behind to assist, but goes forward to Benji Adamarco. Adamarco looks for the cross and connects off the sternum of Leroy Dube for a corner on the left side for Coventry United. Devoyle on set-piece duty for Jamie Bukaski's side. Can they make it 2 before the break? And clawed away by Bedford. Done. Coventry fancy a second bite of the cherry with Benji Adamarco. And kept at bay by Gabehi. Sawyer. Beautiful switch of the play to Rolly Devoyle. Quickly closed down by Falcon Manser. Plenty to aim at in the area, including the net itself. It soars over the crossbar. Dig to the midfield for Drain, playing a more central location at the moment. Out wide with Garlick from the captain Lions. Drain again. Has got Downs for company. Garlick again. And Drain made the overlapping run, but the ball wasn't on. And Garlick forced back into his own backyard. Harkin lurking menacingly. That's Sileby able to keep the ball. Lions to Drain, inviting pressure needless there, Northampton Sileby Rangers. Gabehi latches onto a neat ball from the back. David Gabehi using his pace against the United back line. The cross by Gabehi deflected behind by a sliding Adam Miles. Bristol City have just taken the lead at home to Birmingham. That goal coming from Armstrong. And Oxford now 2-0 up at Sheffield Wednesday. It really is a rough old time for the Owls. It's as you were in the Premier League. It's taken short to Drain. Harkin was close behind him and headed out as far as David Gabehi. Tries to prepare himself for a hit towards the net. Curling ball towards the corner flag. Garlick. There's a pace behind Charlie Faulkner, but Faulkner couldn't prevent the corner. Off balance as he tried to turn and clear. It's whipped in from the right-hand side. Good strong punch from Moore. And the seconds from Malcolm Faulkner Manser won't be causing more any sleepless nights. out with Adam Miles. We are now into added minutes. We've not been told how many. I would say at least 3. Due to the injury stoppages, Faulkner trying to prevent the run-in from Falcon on the right-hand side. Runs into Miles and Train with a clean connection, maybe too clean. Fires it over the bar there. Does Josh Drain, the number 11 for Sileby. And the outfield players drifting over to this near side of the park, expecting Dan Moore's kick. Moore. Train got a little hand in the back from Lewis Wilson. Referee says nothing doing. Gebehi loses out to Miles from behind, his old teammates. Cameron Dunn. And Devoyle. It's a probing ball for Harkin. It sings the gloves of Bedford, but he brings it under control the second time of asking. Garlick. Return header by Harry Sawyer. Here's Jube. And an aimless ball down the left wing, straight out for a goal kick. Is it going to cross the line? Yes, it is. Took its time about it. 2 minutes of added time gone. Moore who clears. Wilson waiting for it. It came off the shoulder there of Leroy Jube. Drained straight onto the chest of Koch. You can see what he was doing there, trying to flank it for David Gebehi. And Lions defensive header straight to the feet of Rolly Devoyle. Oh, the cheeky chip. I think it was going wide anyway. But Bedford had to be absolutely sure, finger-tipping it away. Doing in for one last United chance. Miles. Game of head tennis going on in the area. The second header from Miles is over. And that may well bring us to the end of the first half action. Now we're going to get another 30 seconds, it appears. We've had 3.5 minutes. And in an awkward situation, Sweeney has done very well to find Garlick. And here is Ross Garlick. Garlick looking for an option in red. And here is Leroy Jube, and before he had the chance to hit it, Chris Cox lying in wait, and Coventry United end the first half as they pretty much started it. Within 5 minutes, Ryan Harkin gifting the Red and Greens the lead. And that's the way it has stayed at the interval whistle. Half-time at the O'Riordan Bond Stadium. Northampton Sileby Rangers 0, Coventry United 1. And we're back for the second half here at the O'Riordan Bond Stadium. Northampton Sileby Rangers 0, Coventry United 1. Your half-time score. The Red and Greens taking the lead in the opening 5 minutes through Ryan Harkin, but Sileby certainly came back into it in the closing stages of the first half. This game is certainly not done in any stretch of the imagination. 45 minutes still to go. Looks like we're as you were in terms of personnel. No substitutions at half-time from what we can see. Of course, Sileby had that substitution in the opening few minutes with their defender James McGrath withdrawn due to injury, but aside from that, it is the same 22 that we ended the first half with. So it's Coventry United now kicking from right to left in their white and purple away kits, and Sileby in the red and black. And they'll kick us off with former United man David Gabay. Here we go. Another 45 minutes of action in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Let's see if the United can hold on and pull up another brick wall in front of United Counties League opposition. It's with Ross Garlick at left back. Lions just into Sileby territory. Back it goes to the goalkeeper, Jesse Bedford. Had a couple of saves to make in that first half, as did Dan Moore, but it hasn't been the frenzy in front of goal that maybe some had expected. And Bedford's going to be kicking into the setting sun here. The clock's going back tonight, so enjoy that extra hour in bed, but it's going to make life difficult for goalkeepers in the next coming months with the low sun. Here's Faulkner, will look to send Benji Anamarco down the left-hand side. Just drifted over the white line for a throw into Sileby. Straight out for another throw. That's back with Kullik. Across to Lions. Here's Garlick. Looking to leave a bad taste in the mouth of Coventry United this afternoon. Rolls it through underneath the referee there onto Peter Sweeney. Leroy Dube. Needs support and finds it in Falcon. Neat pirouette away from Benji Anamarco. Here's Dube once more. Now Herbert. Herbert looking to zone in on the net. Loses his balance and the referee gives the free kick. It was knocked off balance by Luke Downs. And the chance to strike from prime shooting range with this free kick. As the home fans are saying they want to test Dan Moore. Moore has been tested a couple of times. Let's see what Sileby have to offer. And a little bit of confusion as to where the ball is supposed to be placed there. It is going to be the number 11, Josh Drain. With Herbert standing behind him. Are they going to go for a layoff? Four-man wall of Miles, Cox, Wilson and Adamarco protecting Moore's net. He's only conceded goals in one game in the last four. Can Sileby cut that record? No, it's straight into the wall. United standing firm. Herbert and volleyed away by Chris Cox. Now Ryan Harkin with a little seal dribble but couldn't find the onrushing Rolly DeVoe, and it's safely back with Bedford. Garlick taking on Sawyer, and Cameron Dunn in from behind and gets the free kick, tripping over the outstretched leg of George Herbert. A couple of yards into Northampton territory. Luke Downs is going to punt it towards the Sileby box. Only 2 men staying back in Sawyer and Faulkner. It's towards Miles, and the flag's up, as his header was easily collected by Bedford anyway. And it's taken short to Jack Cullick. Drills it through to Sweeney, through the legs of Sweeney, and collected onto the deflection by Falcon. Past cannons off Luke Downs, and now Cameron Dunn looking to get strolling through the defence, and well, got past one but couldn't make its way around Ross Garlick. Josh Drain, Gebehi waiting for the right time to run. It's easy pickings for Cox at the back for the Red and Greens. The United legend about to break the appearance record. Gebehi. Little leg in from behind by Adam Miles, takes it out for a throw on the fringes of the area. Sileby knocking on United's back door. The throw is to Gebehi. Challenged by Sawyer. Still going, David Gebehi, still going. Deflected up the leg of Miles. And a sliced effort by Kieran Spencer. Wouldn't quite call it a defender's finish, but it's might be cutting United's lead. Charlie Shaw looks like he's going for a warm-up. A player who really has captured the imagination of the Red and Green Army in the opening months of the season. Adamarco receives from Harkin. Sweeney following him all the way and started that for the throw via a deflection of Benji Adamarco, who looks on in bemusement. There will be a throw in level with their own area for Sileby. They've got to get it right. They don't want to lose that in this dangerous position. The United supporters gathering behind Bedford's goal, hoping to see that net rustle at some point in this second half. It's a marginal lead at the moment, a very slender one. They need that second goal to gain an air of confidence, an air of comfort. Spencer, it's a long one towards Gebehi. Leaping above the rest is Chris Cox. Downs. Garlick knocks it on. And gets it back from Drain. That's a deft flick through the midfield, collected by United, but Devoyle was hoping rather than knowing that Adamarco was making that run. He was stationary in the halfway line, and it's straight back to Bedford. Cowick. Across his penalty area from Bedford to the captain, Dan Lyons. They're going to need heart of Lyons in this second half to prize the points away from the Red and Greens. And Garlick with a poor attempt at the ball, flicking it straight off the calf of Cameron Dunn for a Sileby throw. Sweeney. Now Cullick. I'm going to prize it down the right-hand side, and Kieran Spencer had made the run, but he was well behind that one. As the temperature starts to drop, Dan Moore already with a little bit of time wasting early on in this second half.
That's it, pressure, come on.
Cox smacks off the back of Drain. He looks to get it out of the danger zone, and through now surely for the effort for Josh Drain. Stumbled on the approach. It's behind to Gebehi to keep the move alive. And now here's Leroy Dube. Herbert. They're piling pressure on United, but United are holding back. Herbert dancing around down. Still going Herbert. Now Gebehi again. Deflected. Well, the supporters thought it was in, but it will be a corner only. Deflected past the far post from the one-time Coventry United star, David Gebehi. Really thrived under the management of Carl Nolan. And they're going to offer it short to Spencer. First time ball in by Kieran Spencer. Miles with the header out of the back of his head. Sawyer keeps it in and kick-starts the counter. Cameron Dunn. Now Lewis Wilson. He's got a point to prove in this second half. Surrounded by red and black. He gets the throw in 5 yards into enemy lines. Wilson. Flicked onto Sawyer. And they're appealing for offside against Ryan Harkin. And if you've got that much space behind the defence, there is usually a reason. And so it is on this occasion. Offside against the Red and Green's number 9. The joint top scorer with 11 goals, Ryan Harkin. It's away by Bedford. And Drain jumped a little too early, but the hands in the back from Harry Sawyer draws the free kick in front of the visitors' technical area. Messrs. Bukaski and Hedady unhappy with that portion of the match. Gebehi skips away as he tracks back past Luke Downs. Sweeney avoids capture from Ronnie Devoyle. It's a lofted ball down the right hand side for Spencer, and the shoulder barge in by Benji Adamarco. Faulkner in to help too, and they're forcing him over the line. Great teamwork on show from Adamarco and Faulkner. It's a goal kick. We've had about 10 minutes of this second half. Still 1-0 Coventry United.
Come on, Sileby.
Miles. It's a heavy touch back by Adamarco, and another free kick, another needless free kick for Coventry United to concede. The hand on the shoulder of Marley Falcon-Mansa, enough for him to hit the deck. Halfway between box and halfway line, towards the right-hand side of the park. It is another set-piece opportunity for Northampton Sileby Rangers. And the free kick from Spencer. Out comes Dan Moore. Well, no one in the same postcode there. It was a pretty simple gather for Moore. He feigns the throw and now rolls it out to Cox. Sawyer, and credit to Sileby, they're not allowing United to build from the back.
Good pressure.
Miles, and a slide by Sweeney. Not enough to deny Miles from playing the ball, but United lost it. The referee has called it back. There was contact made, slight contact with Adam Miles. Referee feels is enough. And United look to get back on the front foot. Done, dispossessed by Garlick, but it's curled round to the right-hand side on Ryan Harkin. Wilson's waiting in the area. Look for Harry Sawyer, sent high into the sky by Garlick. Done wrestling with Sweeney. He won that battle. And Lions can only pick out Luke Downs in midfield for Coventry. Adamarco, Wilson, very congested this midfield. And Cameron Dunn, there was a little hand in the chest from Lions who took him off balance, and it's cleared as far as Cox.
Come on.
After that good spell of pressure, Sileby have got their backs to the wall here. And Lewis Wilson with a thunderbolt, and it just edges wide. Well, we've had some pretty scintillating efforts so far. That is the pick of the bunch. And Wilson at the moment just can't seem to get off the mark in red and green.
Come on, Sileby.
Adamarco in the back of Spencer. Referee says nothing doing. Wilson closing in on Corwick, who distributes to Sweeney. Lofted ball by Sweeney. Gebehi and Falcon up there. David Gebehi. He got past Miles. Couldn't get past Chris Cox. Scoots up by Downs. Second brought down by Jube. And in from behind. Charlie Faulkner takes it out for the throw. Juicy encounter between these two. Neither side running away with it. It's going to be pressure and nerves until the final whistle. Harry Sawyer striding through the midfield. Gets the call from Adamarco on the left-hand side. Sawyer finds him. Overlap made by Charlie Faulkner and sluts it through beautifully. Charlie Faulkner with a cross going from the left-hand side. Cuts in. It's Faulkner. Plays across towards that far post and Cameron Dunn. Good header away by Garlick. Sawyer back to Adamarco. Straight off the leg of Sweeney. A poor attempt from Adamarco. Allows Jube to stride through. And a nasty collision between Cox and Herbert. You can hear the clatter from here. And that could be the first yellow card of the afternoon. Well, Sileby were on the attack, but the referee felt it was enough to stop play entirely. And Downs will be the first recipient of an early Christmas card from the man in black. It's Garlick to send it goal bound. Header away by Adam Miles. Brellan Buller defending from Smiler. Garlick. A second crack at it. A second clearance, this time from the opposite centre-back, Chris Cox. Harkin holds up play well. He's got options in front of him. Ryan Harkin. Devoyle wants it played through. Devoyle's got it with Sweeney for company. Riley Devoyle, plenty of power, but not the accuracy.
Come on, Sileby.
Great counter-attacking football there from Coventry United. Garlick receives from Drain. It's a determined run from Ross Garlick, but Drain was in a more advanced position than he was expecting. It's behind the number 11 for a throw to United. Jew battling to get it back. Shoulder to shoulder with Wilson, who got the last touch. It was Lewis Wilson. And a throw in front of the away dugout for Northampton Sileby Rangers. Into the ground from Falcon. And back at centre-back with Lyons. Kullik urged to get it up. Here is Kullik, the substitute, straight to the feet of Adamarco. Now Adamarco can get racing, leaving Falcon behind. He's got an option on the left-hand side in Ryan Harkin. Ryan Harkin looking to cut in. Harkin taking on Falcon. Harkin will go for it. It just curls over. United doing well playing on the counter, and Sam Ellis is going to make an introduction soon. You have to think it's going to be a like-for-like swap with Lewis Wilson. The only change which we saw from Wednesday's win against Coventry. And Cameron Dunn, probing run. Devoyle pulls out a great stop from Bedford. Certainly impressing some members of the Sileby crowd. Well, they're going to wait to make the substitution until after the corner. Devoyle, it's a strong header away at the near post by Lyons. Return to sender by Downs. Devoyle, hooked away by Kullik. Faulkner. From Ryan Harkin, who wasn't quite ready for it. And now Gebehi has to hold up play. Cox in from the side, but Gebehi maintains possession and whips it over down the right-hand side. Drain's lost his shin pad, but continues in the right-hand corner. And now Spencer, the lunging by Cox. Didn't make contact, Downs I should say. And the second strike from Josh Drain, not with the conviction he would have liked. Brilliant touch on this near side by Ryan Harkin. And Adamarco free to approach from the left. Taken on Kullik. Benjiela Marco, does he fancy it? He does, and it's nodded wide at point blank range off the post from Ryan Harkin via a deflection. And United are going to make the switch now, and it is Lewis Wilson heading off, and Sam Ellis drafted on as we assumed. In fact, no, they're going to wave it off. They're going to wait. And now the emphasis is on Lewis Wilson to prove a point and keep his place in the pitch. He scores in, they're not going to haul him off. Sawyer and Faulkner staying back. Everyone else is in that penalty area for the red and greens. Another delivery from Devoe with a deep one toward Dana Marco. And Jube getting his bonds to it first. Out on that far side. A United throw will follow. And United still not ready to make the change. And is it going to be? It is. It's going to be a Gunnarsson special, as we call it in Coventry, after Icelandic midfielder Aaron Gunnarsson. As the song goes, he'll throw the ball from here to Willenhall. It's over Miles. And Marco Harkin, I think he was offside and left it for Bedford. And the throw to Spencer. Looking to drill it through for Drain. Adam Miles with a comfortable interception for the red and green. Sawyer. And Wilson out muscling Jube. Allows Ryan Harkin to latch on. Cameron Dunn. He's going to hit it. Oh, and a simply beautiful goal from Cameron Dunn. Pick that one out. An absolute stunner. As Dunn once again separates himself from Harkin in the scoring table. 12 goals for the season for the United number 11, and that has to go down as the best of the lot by a country mile. No second thoughts, no doubt in his mind. He was going for glory. Cameron Dunn with a supreme second for the red and greens. And that cushion gives Coventry United an air of comfort in the second half.
Come on, heads up, come on.
They need to get their heads up. They need to get their heads up, alright? Get your heads up, Philby, come on!
And the change confirmed for Coventry United. Sam Ellis on for Lewis Wilson for the remainder of this game. And there was a little bit of a incident there with Luke Downs, who was unhappy with something one of the members of the crowd said on this near side, level with the penalty area. We'll have to find out what happened there after the game. He was ushered away by his teammates, so nothing for the referee to get involved in. Harkin. Slide in by Cameron Dunn, seemed to get a piece of the ball, but he obviously went through the player to get it. Ross Garlick left in a heap. And the second yellow card of the game to Cameron Dunn. And it is that stage of the season where you start to see yellow cards pile up and suspensions start to come into play. We've already seen Charlie Faulkner fall foul, the fifth yellow card. He missed the Boldmere game a couple of weeks ago. There are two United players on 4 yellows, so they have to be careful, especially with the Neaton game coming up on Saturday in the United Counties League Cup. Bedford taking his time, United not really putting him any undue pressure. And no real movement from the Sileby players. Drain. Knocked it back for Spencer. Did it cross the line? No, it didn't. Behind to Kullik. Flicked off the head of Drain. He was just half a pace behind. Cox slightly underhit to Faulkner. And now Jude trying to take advantage. Coventry have got to clear their lines here. So we're determined not to let it go. Falcon, he's rolled it to the grasp of Miles. A little drag on the shoulder of Sam Ellis. Opens the door for David Gabay. He skies it.
Come on, Sileby.
And Coventry preparing another substitution, it appears. Trying to figure out who that is. It looks like Aaron Dickens to me. It is indeed. He's just going through a couple of warm-ups. It'd be good for Dickens to get some minutes against his old club. Dan Cassidy also going for a jog. Moore. And Ellis doing well to get his head to that one. Devoyle. And Harkin avoids the attentions of Kullik. Harkin for a third! Slotted home beautifully! They're in complete control now. And Harkin drags Dunn back. He says, you're not getting that golden boot. We've had a good fight. 12 goals apiece. Harkin with a brace. Slotting it across Bedford in the Sileby net.
Wake up!
It may not please the home favourite. Ryan Harkin has certainly put smiles on the travelling red and green army. With another pristine striking performance. And here comes the United change. It's game over for Benji Adamarco. He's replaced by the former Sileby left-back Aaron Dickens. And Josh Drain is withdrawn. We didn't quite see the number of the Sileby player brought on. As soon as we see the shirt number of the Rangers substitute, we can confirm that's it. Is that Charlie Shaw coming on as well? It is. And he's on for Rolly Devoyle. So a second substitution for Coventry United in quick succession. Dickens and Shaw on. And Devoyle replaced, as is Benji Adamarco. And the referee gets us underway again. Coventry United leading by 3 goals to 0. Writing on the wall as we hit the midway point of this second half. Awkward bounce for Spencer. Here's Falcon. And Falcon looking to beat Aaron Dickens down the wing and punted out by Adam Miles. It's a good job he didn't hit anyone. Well, as Alan Partridge would say, he's got a foot like a traction engine. It's kept in by Spencer, despite the appeals of Charlie Faulkner, who now seems to be slotting into a midfield role. And back with Bedford. Lions. United pressing Sileby back to their own box. It looks like Luke Downs is playing in the attacking midfield role here. It's curled right to Spencer. Headed over the back line by Herbert. And Dickens didn't get the cleanest of connections to that side foot out, but he has cleared the danger for now. Throwing to come from Sileby. Falcon. Going to beat his way through the United back line, but Faulkner strides away with it. It looked like he took it over the line. He did indeed. And it looks like the player who's been drafted in is Milton Arthur. He's wearing the number 12, so Finally confirming that substitution. Josh Drain off and Milton Arthur is on. Avoid Spencer towards Gebehi. Chest control but too close to Faulkner. United trying to solidify their 4th clean sheet in 5 games. And well, that was a little too enthusiastic there from Harry Sawyer on Milton Arthur. And a yellow card for Sawyer. It's yellow cards all round for the Red and Greens. That's the 3rd of the second half. Got more cards than Clinton's. And so we're making their 3rd change. It's George Herbert making way. And the substitutes tried to make his way onto the field a little too early there before the referee had checked his number and his boots. Again, no substitutes board for Sileby, so we'll let you know who it is as when we see the number. Coventry getting their next change ready too, with Gift Musa prodding the rear, and that is Harry Slaymaker, and I'm going to enjoy saying that name for the next 20 minutes. So Musa to come onto the field for United at the next opportunity. It's in by Arthur, and leaping like a salmon was Adam Miles. Back in, and Dickens able to clear under pressure from his old skipper, Lyons. Brought down by Spencer and knocked out off Charlie Faulkner. Well, Sileby have got a mountain to climb, and United are not going to allow the. Wait, if no, the substitute was ready to be taken, but as Charlie Shaw slides in, Jupe shot down from behind. It's forceful from the Red and Greens, but fair. The Coventry were ready to make the change. The flag was up on the far side to indicate it, but the referee didn't see it, and he is. Is he now going to see the linesman's flag? Yes, he is. And Luke Downs is going to take his leave. Gift Musa slots into defensive midfield. I think that's pretty much the entire midfield change now. Ellis, Shaw, Dickens, and now Musa, the 4th change. And is that, I think Brian Harkin has made his way off too. So Dan Cassidy has also been drafted on. So United have now made all 5 changes. Ryan Harkin taken off. Sam Ellis is going to go up front, looking to add to his 2 Coventry United goals. Just to confirm, Gift Musa and Dan Cassidy are on. And Cassidy, it looks like he's been playing further upfield. He can play as a striker. And Sawyer laying it off for Charlie Shaw. Oh, and Sam Ellis was waiting for it. It was cut out just in the nick of time by Spencer. They're coming back for more. Sawyer. Cameron Dunn pulls it behind, but no one there in white and purple. Thumped away by Lyons. Neat control by Miles. Musa. And it's behind to Chris Cox, the United skipper. Another proud David M leading the Red and Greens. He's done so many times. He's been with the club since the very start. Back in 2013, his first appearance, he was a part of United's very first match. Here's Leroy Jube, getting Sileby back in the action in the centre circle. Lyons across to Spencer. Kieran Spencer. It's short to Slaymaker. Bedford put under pressure by Cassidy. And Dickens ducks as it flies out for the throw. So it looks like Dan Cassidy is going up front, just to confirm. He's replaced Ryan Harkin, and Ellis will push up from behind. Looks like Sileby are preparing another change. Dickens throw. Just joining us here on CUTV. It's been a great second half display for Coventry United. 3-0 up. 2 from Harkin. 1 absolute stunner from Cameron Dunn. Miles. Cassidy dispossessed from behind by Kulik. And now Gebehi tracking back Adam Miles, dealing with everything in front of him today. Shaw. Now Cox. I'm going to send one long for Dan Cassidy. His aim wasn't quite there. It drifts out for the throw-in. Lines back to Kulik. Here's the substitute to his fellow sub in Slaymaker. Spencer, under pressure from Faulkner, is now playing on the left side of the attacking midfield. And it's back with Bedford. And plays a 1-2 with Kulik. Lions receives from Sweeney. Garlic. Here's Sweeney again. Tube, neat pirouette and opens the door down the left-hand side for Milton Arthur. Arthur puts it in the area, but 2 advance for Marley Falcon Manser, I should say. Should be a tongue twister, that one. And more told to distribute by the referee. Away it goes. Down the left towards Faulkner, and Faulkner's hit his own face as he tried to control right on the line, and the substitution for Northampton Sileby Rangers, and it's goodbye to the former Coventry United man, David Gebehi, and Alfie Evans will take his place for the rest of the game. And Ross Garlick, for a moment, I thought he was suffering with an injury there. I think he's just having a little stretch, trying to stave off any potential cramp issues as the game goes on. Closing in the last 10 minutes here on CUTV. A reminder, we're back on Saturday afternoon once again, 3 o'clock. Next Saturday, it's Northampton Town away at the Oval. So it's an away game in all but name. Arthur. Shields from Dunn and Sawyer. Runs into Sawyer as he tries to break through again. It's upfield now with Dan Cassidy. Loves playing up front on Sunday League. Ellis. And Cassidy, it's a lovely pirouette. But as he tried to get some separation from the defender, the flag was raised. And the referee will allow Bedford to continue as he has possession of the ball anyway. Easing their way to another comfortable victory, Coventry United. The question is, can they keep a blank scoreline again? As Adam Miles a little too forceful in from behind on Alfie Evans. Free kick on the right side of the area for Sileby. As some of the substitutes have seen enough, they're going for an early shower. It's a bad day for Aviston. They're 2-0 down at home to Histon. We'll go through the score shortly after this free kick. It's Spencer, and it's the easiest of clearances for sure. Awkward bounce in front of Sam Ellis. Sweeney, and somehow Ellis, even with his back on the floor, able to dink the ball over, and the attempted pass towards Cassidy is sent out by Garlick, and Garlick's overstretched. And more injury worries for Sileby. Let's take you through the current scores around the grounds now. Aviston 0, Histon 2, Ayleston Park 2, Bugbrook 1, Daventry 2, Nuneaton Town 3. Nuneaton having to fight for these points here. Ainsbury 0, Hinckley 3, Lutterworth 4, Yaxley 0, and Marchtown 2, Moulton 1.
picture of Birdie getting smacked in the face with a ball.
It's played across for Sam Ellis for a fourth.
Yes, come on.
His third goal in Coventry United colours.
See what happens when it's
Pulling it in with the greatest of ease. And United easing to another 3 points on the road and 6 games unbeaten. Oh, you put it into a dangerous area like that and there's a white and purple shirt in. What do you expect? And it's Cassidy who's getting some of the applause. Sorry, Dunn, I should say.
Let's keep at it, Sileby.
And there's a substitution here for Northampton Sileby Rangers. I haven't seen who's left the field. And the player coming on, it must be Jason Nagy. Indeed it is. It looks like a change in midfield to me. United now cruising to victory. With another brilliant performance, especially in the second half. And Dan Moore to take the goal kick for the Red and Greens. And it's Ross Garlick who's made way, just to confirm, for Jason Nagy. Evans headed towards the United back line, and Moore's going to come out and gather it. And we are only a couple of minutes away from the finale here at our Road and Bond Stadium. Very big thank you to everyone at Northampton Sileby Rangers for welcoming us to their stadium and to the supporters. It is Coventry United who are set to take home the spoils. Here's Bedford. Now Lions. Here's Sweeney. Kullick, a centre-back, in a poorly placed ball collected by Faulkner. A little somersault there from Marley Falcon. And Faulkner going to jockey his way into the area. Cannons out of Kullick. And they've got to try and clear it here, and they haven't. It's a dangerous position for United. Dickens and Charlie Shaw. Oh, the cheek. Just dinks it over the goalkeeper, whether by design or by sheer luck. It's a pretty, pretty goal. And a sign of Coventry United's determination paying off. He's been unlucky in front of goal this season, Charlie Shaw. You look back on the goal that never was against Bugbrook, but that one definitely counts. And United, say it with me folks, they've hit the old 5. And it really has been a perfect afternoon for Jamie Bakaski and his men. And it's doing the goal difference no harm as well. Of course, it could come down to goal difference at the end of the season when it comes to league title or playoffs. So it's good to get those goals in the bank. Bedford has to swipe it away from Cassidy. Whipping it over. Charlie Faulkner there. It's with Slaymaker. Jube. Now Alfie Evans on the right-hand side. Looks like Jube's gone up front after the substitutions. Slaymaker, can they get one back and prize that clean sheet away from Dan Moore? Well, not with crossing like that from Alfie Evans. Not entirely sure that's what he would have wanted to see. Ball down the left from Moore. Headed on to Cassidy. Shoulder to shoulder with his opposite number 16. It's Kulik who wins the battle. Naji. Fired upfield down the left-hand side. Cox heads it back into the hands of Dan Moore. And United just have to keep themselves clean and solid. And nurse the game home. That's exactly what they're doing here with some quick passing around the back. Sawyer. And Milton Arthur was a little too strong in that exchange with Sawyer. Free kick, red and greens in front of a pretty happy dugout. And it's taken short by Faulkner to Charlie Shaw. Cox. Now Musa. We're now into added time. Coventry United leading by 5 goals to 0. Shaw. Here's Cassidy, little barge in the back from Kulik. Cassidy loops it left. Here's the former Sileby man, Aaron Dickens, against his old club. Down line with Cassidy. Here's Musa in the centre circle. There they go for one more and score a 6th goal to celebrate 6 unbeaten. Miles. Now Cox. He's going for glory here is Chris Cox, and this will be the best of the lot, but the goalkeeper more than happy to see it sail over him. Here's Sweeney in anchoring midfield for Sileby. And United getting the foul there, just Cameron Dunn tripping over the legs. As the supporters start making their way to the exit. Some have seen enough. The United fans are loving life at the moment. Oh, and Ellis wanted the ball through the middle. Shaw play it to the right. Well, Sweeney is slotted in at left back in the closing stages on the far side. Here's Milton Arthur. Back to Sweeney. Slaymaker playing on the right now after Ross Scarlett was withdrawn due to another injury. It's been a bruising afternoon for Sileby. Faulkner charges in on the clearance and sends it sailing out for a throw. And United sail to a comfortable 3 points. A bruising afternoon for Northampton Sileby Rangers. Have lost 2 players with injury. And United have knocked the old 5 past the struggling Rangers. A second half onslaught from Jamie Bakaski's men, adding more gloss to the scoreline and certainly helping the goal difference out. And the red and greens can prepare for that blockbuster tie with Nuneaton next week on the back of a solid performance. Full time here at the O'Riordan Bond Stadium in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Northampton Sileby Rangers 0, Coventry United 5. Well, that's not bad for an afternoon's work, is it, ladies and gentlemen? 5-0 victory for Coventry United here in Northampton. A great performance from the Red and Greens. The highlights will be available tonight here on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel, so make sure to get subscribed if you aren't. We'll have a look through the final scores before we say goodbye to you. Addiston 0, Histon 2, Ayleston Park 3, Bugbrook St Michael's 1, Daventry 2, Nuneaton Town 3, Ainsbury 0, Hinkley 3, Manchester and Oadby, Easington, Northampton Chenocks and Leicester Nirvana Newport. They're not on the Football Web Pages app, but Lutterworth 4, Yaxley 0 and Marchtown 2, Moulton 1. Thank you very much for your support this afternoon here on CUTV. We'll see you on Saturday for the trip to Nuneaton Town.